Hi there. Today it's such a beautiful day out, and I would like to talk a little bit about motivation or inspiration. What has inspired you in your life? Something that was motivational, something that changed the way you saw life, changed the way you felt, changed your personality, changed the way you looked at other people. Was there anything? Is there anything? Can you think of anything that was so important in your life that it made a huge impact on you? I can think of a few things. Although I've never had children, I know most of my friends who have told me that children have changed their lives. And I can see that. I can see how they have changed, how they have grown, how they've become different through their children. And I can imagine that part of that is because the child sees everything from innocent eyes and is full of wonder and questions and loves to experiment and continue to play. And as adults, we tend to, in society, forget that due to responsibilities and pressure and everything like that. So I really do understand how you may say, my children have changed my life. And that's great. That's really great. As I said, I haven't had any children, but I have had some very motivational changes in people in my life. One was the book by Miyamoto Musashi, Gorin no Sho, the Book of Five Rings, which I read back in university, and I learned about the spirit of Japan. And that really inspired me, and it led me to come here. And it must have been a big change because almost 30 years later, I'm still here. I tried to go back to Canada, but this is kind of like where my heart and my soul are now. That was a big point. Big game changer in my life. Another one was in university, Dr. Harvest Halverson, who is my microbiology professor, and the way he taught us was just so different from all the other professors, so different from all the other teachers in high school, junior high school, that I've never forgotten him. He actually taught us the importance of brushing our teeth. Can you imagine in university, a professor teaching you about the importance of your teeth and brushing your teeth? Well, if you think about microbiology, which is biseibutsu, and how all of the flora in our mouth and the microbes, they affect the way we live, they affect our health. And we learn from that how important it is to have a healthy mouth and healthy teeth. Another big motivator in my life is Brian Peskin. He wrote many books talking about essential fatty acids, parent essential oils, and carbohydrates. And for those of you who've had dinner or lunch with me, I've probably talked about that too much. But I have all of his books, and I've read them, and I've challenged them, and I've tested them, and I've tried to disagree with them, and he's always been right. He's a good friend of mine. We communicate directly with each other, and I would say he really changed my life, my health, and I give my thanks, my undying gratitude to Brian for opening my eyes and motivating me to see things differently, to see food differently. So that was a big change in my life. Another very big motivational change was another good friend, Dr. Abby Oberg, who I first met on the internet through SNS, through blogs and everything like that. And 10 years later, we're still connected. She helped me to see how I can change my mind, how I can change the way I see things, how I can stop my mind from spinning out of control during very difficult times. And from her teaching and from her learning and from her friendship and from her love, I went on to read a lot of spiritual books. The first one I read is called The Secret, and that's available in Japanese. And that was very interesting. It was very hard to get it to work in the beginning because I was quite skeptical. But I didn't give up. I kept trying and trying and trying, and finally, a tiny little bit of it actually started to work. And it was great. It really worked well. And from there, I read many other books, inspirational, spiritual, mind-changing. Those were extremely motivational to me.